So I'm gonna walk you through exactly what I did to finally get lean and muscular. So you can copy the exact steps that I took to build an attractive and lean muscular shredded physique. So I started my fitness journey exactly 6 years ago from now. And when I started, I was going to the gym and I was like doing some regular kind of gym workouts, and I was kind of like doing some pro split or some like regular split, and I was like only eating some like random like decent diet, whatever my mom cooks for me, and some like bread or something like paneer or some Indian random diet. And I did that for 3 to 4 months, and guess what? I see no results. I was like still a skinny fat guy. Like I was like bullied by my classmates and I was not respected by anyone, and I didn't even have any friends. I was like skinny fat guy and I struggle a lot with making new friends, and because I have seen no results, that's why I left the gym and became very inconsistent going to the gym, because I was not seeing any results and I was not even motivated enough to like change myself and change my body and become very persistent into it. But after about 1 year ago, after like I finished my high school in the pandemic, I joined back gym again because I was like researching about a lot of things about like aesthetic body and like workouts and diet and everything. Even also I bought some courses like about building an aesthetic body, about training and nutrition and diet and everything. And I learned about a lot of things and I failed a lot of times. I was like experimenting a lot of things on my diet and my training and everything. And when I started training again, I just implemented some few tactics, some few principles that I have learned in the training part and also in the diet part. And suddenly I got some results. My results just got exploded. Like I suddenly see some big amount of muscle gain and everything. I was not like taking any steroids or anything, but I was accused by my friends to like he has taken some steroids or something, because I was like gaining like 5 kilograms of muscle, lean muscle mass, like very fast. I've gained around like 10 kilograms in like 3 to 4 months, and that was insane because I was still a lean guy. I was having a below 10% body fat. I was like lean shredder and everything. And so if you're watching this and thinking that I need some like different kind of like workouts or different split or something, like believe me, you don't need that. You don't need a different workout split or different training or different exercises or something. You just need to learn some few tactic or some few principles to actually gain some muscles in your body, and which I'm gonna tell you in this video. So before I give you some advice, just scroll down right now and subscribe to this channel so that you will learn more about building an aesthetic body and training for aesthetics. So the most I have struggled with in my transformation journey is my diet. As an Indian, I struggle a lot with my diet because I was like eating a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of like junk food, processed food, and I was experimented over 7, 8 diets. I was like cooking on my own and everything, but I didn't know about like protein and like fats and healthy fats and everything to actually gain muscles. But finally, I discovered the things that helped me to become more muscular and also healthy, to live longer and also build an aesthetic body. But before that, let's talk about training first. So last year, the workout split I have followed is push-pull legs, and I was doing some exercises which build me an aesthetic body. I was specifically focusing on some muscle groups that helped me to build an aesthetic body. Like in the past, I have trained a lot, I have gained a lot of muscle mass but also fat, but I was not looking good shirtless. So that's why I was like research about like what should I focus on to actually look attractive as well. So I researched about this thing and I found that you only have to focus on some few muscle groups that are like lateral delts, your upper chest, your neck, your upper traps, and your biceps and your abs and your quads more to look muscular and also attractive shirtless. Because most people are training just like loser, brain dead. They don't know how to look attractive and what muscle groups to actually focus on, and that's why they look shit shirtless. And if you want to learn more about like aesthetics and what muscle groups you should focus on to actually build an aesthetic body, click on the first link in the description to learn more about this. So when I was training in the last year, I was on push pull leg splits and I was training only few muscle groups, and I was following some few tactics, and the number one tactic is long length partials. So when you're doing some exercises, for example, like you're doing bicep curls with the dumbbells, So when you're doing the bicep curls and you reach a failure point, like when you can't lift and you can't do another rep, just try to do another full like half reps, like maybe like 2 to 4 reps more, like to actually reach at the failure point and like burn those muscles to actually reach at a failure point and burn those muscles out when they are at the stretch position. Like I wanted to think of a muscle as a rubber, like as an actual rubber which is very elastic, and the more you stretch that rubber, the more it will grow. So you have to follow a simple tactic of long length partial in every exercise you do. Like for example, you're doing chest press, just make sure that when you can't push another, like when you can't do another rep, just try to do half reps in the stretch position. Like when your chest is at the stretch position, just try to do a long length like half reps and actually reach at a failure point when you're at the stretch position, because the more you stretch that muscle, the more it will grow. And I found that analogy very helpful, and it helped me grow muscles 2 times faster. And the second tactic that I followed is rest pause technique. So what you have to do is when you reach at a failure, like when you reach at a failure when you can't do another rep, I wanted to stop for like 4 to 5 seconds. I wanted to count like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then do another like 4, 5 reps as much as you can to actually burn those muscle out and actually reach at an absolute failure point. And what it does is it actually gives your muscles a reason to grow, a bigger reason to grow, and and your muscles have to grow a lot to actually adapt and recover with that traumatic experience. And trust me, if you just follow these two tactics, your muscle gain will get to the next level. You will gain a lot of muscle mass just faster, like 2 times faster in a shorter period of time. And your friends will start accusing you for taking steroids. And now let's talk about the diet. So at that time I was like taking some random like simple carbohydrates. I was like eating like pizza, burger, or some like bread or some like cottage cheese or something. I was like taking a lot of protein, but I was also like taking a lot of carbohydrates, which is not good for me. And that's why I was like gaining some muscle, but I was also gaining a lot of fat. That was not good for me. That didn't help me to look like aesthetic and lean. So that's why I stopped eating carbohydrates, and the diet I followed is lean bulking diet, which is single ingredient diet. So before I tell you what you have to eat, you have to understand that what you don't have to eat. You don't have to eat processed junk food, any of like packaged food or any of these like processed like junk food, or some like random simple carbohydrates like oats, pizza, burgers, or anything. You have to eat a lot of protein foods which comes from natural foods, like for example meat, eggs, some cottage cheese. Like cottage cheese comes from like dairy products, which is like milk product. You can eat steak or some kind of like meat or some red meat or something which has a lot of protein in it and which is actually good for your body, and which comes in single ingredient, which is, there is no another ingredient in that which is not like processed. Like there are not 40 kind of like 40-30 kind of ingredient in like the oats or something. And you don't need to actually completely cut out the carbohydrates. What you have to do is you have to only eat complex carbohydrate which has a lot of fiber into it. For example, like you can eat rice or some wheat or some kind of like vegetables, but the timing is more important. Like the timing that you eat your food is very important. And when I was on bulk, I was eating all of my carbohydrates before my workouts, so it will burn out and gives me more energy while working out, and it will give me more pump while working out. So you have to eat all of your carbohydrates before your workouts and consume all of that carbohydrates into the energy that you need in your workouts. And the benefit of this is it will not make you fat, and it will help you to stay lean and shredded. And at another times you can eat protein and also in like breakfast, in the dinner, or like after post workout or something. But I recommend you to also include a lot of protein before your workout, like in the lunchtime if you're working out in the evening. And before your workouts, protein is very important because the protein is already digested in your body like in 2 to 3 hours. And when you're working out and after your workouts, you already have a digested like protein, like amino acids in your system, and your body will start increasing that muscle protein synthesis in your body. And that's it, you don't need anything else. And this is very simple tactic that I followed to actually get lean and stay lean all of the year, like it was like 2 3 years. And I stayed lean for the past 2 3 years and I was never getting fat again because I've discovered some few things in my diet which I'm gonna follow for the rest of my life to stay lean, shredder, and becoming muscular and attractive. And you don't have to overcomplicate things. You just have to eat a simple like few ingredients food, and you can cook that in the like pure ghee like Indian ghee or some kind of like coconut oil or maybe some butter or something. And that's the key of making progress. And you also have to be consistent in that. And I'm telling you that in the beginning, in the like first 1 week or second week, there's gonna be a lot of resistance when you're like experimenting new things, especially in your diet, because you haven't experimented this in your life and you haven't ate like this in your life. So there's gonna be a lot of resistance in your mind. So you have to stick to it and you have to be disciplined to not eat junk food again. And that's all. If you need more help in building an aesthetic body, getting leaner and losing body fat, I've made a full aesthetic body course where I've laid out the exact step which anybody can take to build an aesthetic body faster. So click on the top link in the description if you are interested in that. Goodbye.